Yep. Midnight Mammoth, you only get the little gold one on my hat tonight. Anybody? Is anybody out there? Anybody out there? Oh. See if anybody comes in and joins this the Midnight Mammoth. Oh, I had a busy day just going get propane, water, go to the doctor. Well, go to the lab first and drain a half a liter of blood, and then go to the doctor. And we got one person here up late. It's my midnight mammoth hour, right? And I just watched For Whom the Bell Tolls. The ink one with Gary Cooper, who was born in Helena, Montana. Uh, I think Forrest had run into him up there back in the 30s or 40s, you know, because I'm sure Gary Cooper, I'm sure probably had ties to Helena, Montana, all through his life because he grew up there, you know. But I saw one of the biggest clues in the movie is the canyon where the bridge is. It's just like my canyon. It has a lot of the formations like I've got. It's clear as it's like wow, neat. It's all over the place in the movie. Um, but the canyon's a big secret. One of the good lines was that got from it was I'm an old man who will live until I die. And that was making me think about you know he said that the uh, the poem would lead to the end of his rainbow. Well, the end of his rainbow is the end of his life too. So the poem, this is his final chapter. I'm getting these headaches today, and oh my back at after they took the blood that half a liter today. You see, oh, and then I left there and I drove like through. I got my tape from. Right. Yeah. Yeah, they put two holes in my arm. They put one hole, they test my blood, and if my number is high, then they take a half a liter. And my number was high, so they took another half a liter. Uh, it was low the last time. They didn't take one. So now I got to go every 2 weeks. And they take a so it's like a liter a month they're going to drain from me. Unless my number is lower than 48 or something. 48's the guy. So, and that's still a high, kind of a high number. Mm, but what it did is help my blood circulate better. But, oh. So I went to my post office and stuff, and I was coming back. And all of a sudden, boy, my left side was like in pain, way over on the left side over here, and I got this. They call it myofascial pain syndrome, but really, what it is I got so many freaking bone spurs in my spine, probably related to because the blood problem I have is a bone marrow issue, and so something wrong with my bones that I grow bone spurs, and they had said I got 27 in my neck, and they quit counting them in my T spine. But I'll get these pains, I'll just all of a sudden it wrap all the way around me, and it's very, but oh, since this afternoon, it's like everything just under my left shoulder blade, um, back there between my left shoulder blade and my spine. It's like the nerves all going out that side or like getting pinched off, and it doesn't tickle. um, but the thing was that I got the cheap version of For Whom the Bell Tolls. It has Korean subtitles, but it's all in English, and you know, just don't pay attention to the subtitles. I guess I could probably turn them off, but so it was the cheap version was like $5 with shipping and all. So now I got a copy of the movie that I could look at it for hints and stuff. Mostly I saw hints about you know, like I am an old man who will live until I die. And it's Forrest Fenn's last chapter. And also there was the bell ringing at the end of the movie, at the beginning and the end of the movie, the bell ringing. It looks just like the Liberty Bell. You know, it's got the wood thing truss across it with the sides coming down, you know. I think that was where the pivot was, and it would, you know, sit on that and the top, because you want the thing to have a, you know, a smooth, you want the top to balance kind of with the, so that it keeps going easily. Oh, but yeah, this left side here, man. But I go see my doctor for a physical on Tuesday, physical for my shoulder surgery, and yeah, so she'll probably say, you don't need shoulder surgery, you need back surgery. Oh, because or I need a chiropractor. See, I got so many bone spurs. Chiropractor is dangerous. But I got to be at the dentist tomorrow at 2 in the morning. I'm not 2 more, and 9 in the morning. It's a 2-hour drive to get there. Oh, so I gotta leave like 6:30. So yeah, I'm gonna be road trip see the dentist tomorrow. Then I go to my other doctor. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday appointments all freaking week. But my doctor verified that I have. She told me I got polycythemia vera, and that's a rare kind of blood cancer with the bone marrow. It makes too much blood, and so I have too much blood in my system, and it just it creates like a traffic jam, and you know, it's, I don't know, maybe you might think it kind of like a tire, an inner tube with too much air in it. No, that would explode. But yeah, there's too much, and so it's ineffective, and oh, it's not efficient. Doesn't give me that, so I can breathe better after I drain the blood. But it's not something that grows tumors or nothing. It's not something that you do chemotherapy for. It's something that you need to visit a vampire twice a month to drain a half liter of blood. And I asked the doctor, you know, about why is it they drain the same amount from like a 100-pound woman as they do a 250-pound guy? And she said that no matter what size you are, your bloodstream only carries about 5 liters of blood. Men, you know, 100-pounder, 200-pounder They say, she said it's still uh, 5 liters, about 5.5 liters. I was like, wow, man, my lungs are 5.5 liters, so I have enough blood to fill my lungs. So it'd be kind of hard for. Oh, yeah, okay, I can hold it all in there. So by the time I bleed to death in my lungs, I'm dead. But so yeah, it's this cancer thing. I've had it for years. I showed her my blood tests. I brought them in. I had the spreadsheet for my blood tests going back to 2004 or something, and it showed that my HCT's been like 54, 53, 52, 48, 49, up in the high end for years, and all along. And when I showed her the blood test, she said, "Well, you because my the DNA test, 95% of the people have this JAK2 DNA marker for it, but I don't have the JAK2 DNA marker. They can't figure out why, but 5% of the 100,000 people that have it, there's only 100,000 people that have this. So that's like there's only 5,000 of us that have the same condition I got, except I got like thyroid disease. She ordered my ultrasound for my thyroid. They checked my veins in too. Oh, I didn't see what anybody said anything. Yeah, and so yeah, I wasn't sure if I had it, but I thought the doctor was going to tell me that, well, that test came back negative, so But then when I showed her my numbers, she goes, "Well, those numbers just confirm that, yeah, you we got to keep draining your blood. You got this condition." So, and so it's not it's something. They say you live 20 to 30 years with it. Well, I'm already down 15, but I'm starting to get treated now, and I don't have it so bad where I have to take the medications that would make it get worse, turn it into leukemia and stuff. I don't have to take any of those medications yet because draining the blood's working. It's and she told my doctor to give me my testosterone back because, like, the number is supposed to be 3 something, and mine's like 2. So, because I got all these, I have to inject my B12. I have to inject the testosterone, and if you don't have, while I was taking that, I lost 30, 40 pounds because I had that hormone I was missing. It helps you burn your fat and stuff. So that's going to be nice to get it back because I thought I was going to have to go buy some 38 jeans again. I'm into wearing my 36s, but I was down to a 34 waist. So maybe that'll help feel. But now I'm wondering, are they going to do my shoulder or my back? Because this whole left side is like, oh. It's painful anytime I'm trying to use this left side. But I haven't had a stroke. I can still bend out my fingers. Yeah. The other thing, if you donate blood, it cuts your chances of a heart attack in half. It just drastically reduces because what you see, women. When they bleed every month, they're getting rid of iron and other toxins in their blood and stuff, that they can't get rid of any other way than bleeding. And men don't bleed, so men will build up toxins in their body more. So men used to go to war and get killed and bleed all over the battlefield and stuff. But What was I gonna say? I'll show you some. I took some screenshots of the movie, and I'll show you some of the screenshots from the movie here. I'm gonna use that. There. Get the magnet on it right. No, cancel. Okay. Ah. Why is my cord hung up? Why is my cord hung up? There. Come on. Boop. Okay. So that's Gary Cooper and Ingrid Bergman. And this woman plays Pilar. Pilar. That's where they get Pilar for Pilar, New Mexico. She's Pilar. And he's a gypsy or whatever. But what you want to notice is look at the rocks back here. You see, this is a head. There's an arm and shoulders, and there's other figures. You know, you can make out there's figures back there. And there's somebody here climbing on the side. See? It's not hard to see that stuff. But this is where they throw the town mayor in the canyon down. That's the mayor taking the canyon down. Yeah, head first. I notice, you see how straight his arms are in the shadows? That's the 2x4 that's going across there. That's just like the dummy I got sitting outside my RV. You see, these are the town people. They just threw him off here after they beat him with sticks. Giant Choco sticks, yeah. This is the bridge blowing up. But see over here on the side, boom. Here you got, see the figures. There's the head, the arms. There's figures all. The canyon is so similar. Oh, the other picture had, see, there's a guy there with his arms stretched out. He's the asterisk guy, right? So this canyon is similar. I want to find out where the hell the canyon is. I think some of the mountains were added in the background, but some of this stuff in the foreground is the actual, you know, on the scene there type of stuff. There, see, now look at this. See the stuff in the figures on the rocks behind her? It's just like my stuff I've been taking pictures of. Look at this big head here on this guy. You see the eye sockets, the nose? He's got like a big old triangle head, you know? There's the bell. That's the, you know, thing that the title page of the movie. But you see, and see the figure down, even way down there, there's, you know, there's the nose, the eyes. The whole thing is got this stuff. See, there's this weird, looks like sculptures in the rock. And even in the bridge, there's some. And there's one scene where Gary Cooper, I'm gonna go back because I kind of went the other way. You see, I got a hill almost exactly like this, and this is where they spent most of the movie, was right in this area. But you see in the background all the figures here. This is a head, and you know, there's a couple eyes and a big smile on that rock. I think these are other people back here that are actually people in the movie. Oh, wrong way. But this one was cool. Look, see, here's Pedro or whatever. But there was this rock right above him. Look at that. Look at the face on that rock. This looks like a chief, right? There's the eyes, there's the nose, there's his lips. There's his profile, his head sticking out of the rock. He's got this big headdress, wavy headdress on. You know? I saw that. I said, holy smokes, man. Look at that. I got glare. But, isn't that, you know, it looks like an Indian chief. See, there's figures back here. I mean, I gotta find out where the hell they filmed this. Probably in Spain and stuff. This hill looks so much like the hill I'm on. See, there's a person sitting, there's their knees coming over the thing. There's another figure standing, you know. The whole thing is like that. Here he's scouting out the bridge that he's got to blow up. And notice the creek. The creek at the bottom of the canyon. But, you know, see, nose, eye, big square face. And, you know, some of this could be just Hollywood back props that they used for the backdrop and stuff, you know? That's a guy's shadow, he's walking, or that's a man walking there. But it's the same spot where, you know, all this stuff. This isn't, you know, on, oh. This is like, man, nice search area. It's so much. And this is where they spent most of the movie. Up at the top of this thing is where 5 guys got blown up off there. And at the end of the movie, he goes alone. He dies alone. You know, he goes off to heaven alone. You see the face on the, see the eye. There's the nose. This is somebody's. These rocks are all. It's like the same stuff I've got in my canyon. This is at the beginning of the movie, and they should see the bridge down there. They got to blow up the bridge. And there's the architect, the architect. And even Gary Cooper's even drawing this bridge, because Gary Cooper went to art school. Before he became an actor, he was trying to go to art school. And he found out he could make some pretty good money as an extra and or a stuntman in Hollywood movies. And look at what it looks like. See, there's the road going along the canyon right here. There's the road, the bridge. The road comes down this side and across the bridge, and then it continues down the left side of the canyon here. But it's like that. It's not the same place, but it's like that place. And I think that was the first picture I took. No, there's another one of the bridge. And we'll look at that. See, it's the look at the appearance of the canyon and stuff. Look, see? There's a guy sitting here. There's another one standing here. There's a face in there. You know, see, there's the eye. And there's both eyes and a nose and a mouth. the canyon, this canyon's full of figures, you know. What do you want, Jack? Oh, that's one of my pictures in my area. What else I got in there? There's a blaze. Okay. What do you want, Jack? Don't see. He wants out. Oh, I got nobody watching. Hey. All right. I've been talking to myself. That's good. Yeah. Oh. Nobody cares about the good clues, Forrest. They don't care about the... they don't believe it. It's too far-fetched, Forrest. That's why none of them can find it. It's too far-fetched. I let him out or he'll drive me nuts. Nobody here. Nobody here. Yeah, people just you know, if you don't get the clues, it's something that you can't believe. There's somebody. Back out. I don't know who just came in. I was showing some pictures of how in the movie For Whom the Bell Tolls, Gary Cooper, because if you go to the literature and the books, that's not a subtle hint. If you go to the books, this is subtle if he talks about the book and you reference the movie. So, you know, to be subtle is to be like this, but not this. Like fire hole, but not fire hole. Or like, you know, this canyon, but not this canyon. And when they showed that, I don't know of a canyon like the canyon in, the canyon they show in For Whom the Bell Tolls. The canyon in this movie is very similar to my canyon. It's extremely similar. And so, you know, I take it, and people, there's a reason that 300,000 people can't find it. They won't consider the correct solution because it's so far-fetched. So far-fetched. It's like, he would, yes, he would do that. He'd make it. Just, it's that simple. Because there's, the poem is, there's two of everything. There's two parts of the poem. There's two direct, the actual the reality directions and the fantasy directions, you know. Because there's a positive, negative. There's always, you know, reality is a fantasy. The real reality is what we think of as a fantasy. A gallon of tin, a gallon of tin. That's better old bucket of piss that was in here earlier. Yeah, I'm hoping to. I can't stay up too late. I'm gonna probably about 15-20 minutes more is about all I can do, and then I gotta get some sleep. And I gotta go to the dentist. I gotta drive 120 miles. Be there by 9 o'clock in the morning. No fun. I don't no mornings. No, what do they do? Make me a freaking morning appointment. Oh. So, and I couldn't get a hold of him today to see if everything was okay as far as the coverage. And then the doctor confirmed that I do have the cancer. I'm one. There's 5,000 people that have what I have. Only 5,000 in the whole country. And they gave me 20 to 30 years to live on it. So, but being I don't have the one with that mutation, then I might have even a better chance. I might live another 40 years. Imagine that, 100. Yeah, I'm celebrating my last. I don't know. It was the 5th. Yeah, fucking. My last 26 days of, or 25, 26. My last 25 days of being 60. Why celebrate your birthday? Celebrate while you're still young. Before you get older. A little bit about how you arrived at looking at rock formations as you solve. I don't know where you ever discussed how you get to where. Well, he calls his parachute. He refers to refer to his parachute as a woman or us as a person. He is a teammate. That parachute is his teammate. It's a person. Inanimate objects can be have names. Look at place. He switches things. The war with a farewell to arms. The Spanish War with the for whom the bell tolls is it looks like World War One, and he switches around which war he mixes them around. It's like he turns the story into his interpretation. He uses a lot of smoke and mirrors. And mirrors you use a mirror is an opposite. What's the opposite of Gary Cooper, or the opposite of Clark Gable? Is CG, right? Well, the opposite of CG is GC. My son's a CG too, but GC would be Gary Cooper. So he's exchanging like this, but not this. The movies, not this movie, not the books. Why'd he throw the book in the trash? Because he's seen the movie. Oh, I gotta read all this. It's the similarities, and it describes Gary Cooper's early 1927 movie, I think, 25, 27. He did a movie called It. It was a silent movie, and it is your essence, your magnetic personality, and all that stuff. That's what it is. It's what makes you go, what makes you tick, what makes you go out and look for that new adventure or whatever. And it's like I had these CD repair kits that I invented, and it would, went to as far as we had packaging. We're selling them to China's in every airport in Southeast Asia. In China, we were selling my stuff that I made over here to China, you know. But that was like 1995, 96. And my supplier went to Dishwasher and sold them on my idea. And then my sales rep that I was buying our polish from was suddenly for the district for Lake Mary, you know, East Coast, for Lake Mary, Florida, where Dishwasher was, instead of, I was in Washington State at that time. Because wind's going pretty good. Either the RV is moving around or my brain is. We've had some earthquakes right over here. I was looking on Google Earth, and there's an earthquake swarm the other side of, right opposite side of Mount Blanca from me. Earthquake 16 from, what was it, 6 and 8 kilometers to 16 kilometers. It looked like looked like volcano type earthquakes, you know, and some of those gullies up there look like volcano gullies. But it's over on the north end of the mountain. It's cold and windy here. Yeah, it's 28.8 and 7.3 mile an hour wind. And I got my generator running. But I watched the For Whom the Bell Tolls because I had to get DVD because they wanted you to pay to watch it. And if I'm going to pay to watch it, I want to have a copy so I can watch it whenever I want. But most of the clue I pulled off of it was hints about dying and dying alone, going, you know, he went alone, and everything is in the present, and that, you know, that moment lives forever, kind of. That moments, those moments they had together, that now is in. So I won't ruin the end of the movie, other than they blow up the bridge. Of course, that was the whole point of the thing, blowing up the bridge. But and the bell doesn't ring until the fat lady sings. No, basically, and then I wonder about, you know, think about Gary Cooper, right? He was my age, 60 years old, when he died of cancer in 1961. He was born in 1901 in Helena, Montana. And, you know, out there in the 1901 in Helena, Montana, that was cowboys and Indians back then, you know? He probably met Sitting Bull, too. Huh. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah. Who knows? You know? But he was in that. So he had this. He was started making movies about 1920, 1918, 1919, somewhere in there. He started getting in movies, silent films and stuff. He was in maybe 20 silent films, or no, it was 40 silent films before he did any motion, you know, talking pictures in 1931, and then he made movies from there all the way to 1961 till he died. You read the article that Forrest Fenn was in the CIA. Do you think he may have had access to satellite images before? I don't think he used anything like that so much. I think Leo Salazar showed him the spot. And Jack wants in, of course. But now what was that? See, sometimes I lose my train of thought just by reading the comment. um, so he Leo Salazar showed him the spot, and the wooden Moses was a perfect replica of the one that showed Forrest. It's a perfect replica of that Moses. See if that dog comes in now. He got no food cooking or nothing. And it hurts my left arm. Come on. There he goes. He came in. Good boy. Yeah. And see when he... yeah, I got shoulder surgery on the 21st, so I arranged my kid to take me there and pick me up and watch Jack while I'm getting... But it's for this shoulder, and I'm having trouble with this side now. So, if they operate on this side, I'm going to be sleeping on this side. And this side's giving me... I don't know what's going to happen now. Oh, I might be sent for MRI to... So, they better not delay that stuff, man. It's a painful thing. Because, I'm wondering, do I got air bubbles? Did they, when they put that needle in, did a blood clot go into my lung or what, And I know from experience that it's my nerves in my spine, it's killing that left side. And I go see my doctor on Tuesdays. She's a practitioner. Took a real doctor to diagnose me. That's pretty... and I'm glad I finally got a diagnosis. They gave a doctor a couple of my posters for the office for helping me for finally giving me an answer. Do you read the article that claims Forrest Fenn was in I don't think Forrest Fenn, the CIA, Forrest Fenn, I think, was in the secret Space Force. He already took the treasure up to the moon. They got secret astronauts that they got from the Air Force, and he hadn't been able to talk about it, like Buzz Aldrin. When Buzz Aldrin said there's somebody else out there, it was Forrest Fenn. They're on the far rim of the crater and they're watching us. That was Forrest Fenn over there in the secret Air Force, Space Force back then. Oh, yeah, I'm wearing this Forrest Fenn shirt. I like this Malo shirt. That's why I put some of my new double blazes on this kind of. They're out of them right now in black, but it's a good quality shirt, some of the shirts, I've got some shirts from them that's like, jeez, man, that thing gonna last a couple of years. And I've had this one, the print's real good on it, and the print sticks to the fabric. It's the right print for that fabric and stuff. But I think I'll start. I seen a thing. It's like $1.15 a print to just buy the transfers, and then all you need is a press, and I can press them on myself a lot cheaper than Zazzle or any of those suppliers do. Except they don't have electricity. I'll employ my daughter-in-law and the grandkids working in the, pressing shirts out, right? Yeah, what the older granddaughters can handle that, so that they can learn to operate a business. A little business education. But yeah, the movie was good. I should have gone in and turned off the the Korean captioning. But what else is happening? Yeah. Meet John Doe. That was another good Gary Cooper movie. I mean, you just look at go on IMDb and look at the list of movies Gary Cooper was in. A lot of them are books that Forrest Fenn mentions in important literature, and he did movies for certainly did movies for Ernest Hemingway. This was a Hemingway book movie. What's in the? Oh yeah, see, there's even a figure in the clouds that's just like on the rocks. Or maybe that is the rocks. It's very tricky. Use the rocks for the cloud. Because see, there's a face right in the middle of the, I don't know if you can see it, this area here is a face. I gotta block out the reflections. There, now you can see that face there. See? Pointing at the nose. So, and that's in the class, see? They'll do a lot of that kind of stuff with shapes and stuff. You seen the Disney stuff where they put penises in towers and whatever, Where do your warm waters halt? Do you liken the clue to the rocks of apparition? Where warm water halts, if you're starting where warm water halts, you're ending where cold water begins. The end is opposite of the beginning. you got to go, So everybody worried about where warm water halts is. It's a long ways from it, but it's like that. Where warm water halts is where the gypsy. That's the beginning of the rainbow. You're looking for the end of the rainbow. Well, that's the opposite of the beginning. So the opposite of where warm water halts is where cold water begins. And when I was driving my mailbox, I looked over to the hills and I saw, looks like a cloud coming out of the hill over there. Well, if it's real cold outside and there's a hot spring up there, you would get, it would look like cloud formation coming off of it, like a power plant in winter with a big steamy cloud coming out of it, or even if you go by, drive past any town with hot springs, and you see in the winter it's like a cloud maker coming out of the ground. Isn't that interesting? All the particles in that cloud came from way down in the earth and boiled to the top and evaporated. And yeah, kind of the interior becoming the exterior. And there's a lot of that in the poem. And it's a way of thinking, too, because you got to think about, you don't just use one side of your head, you use both sides. You got to use the beginning and the end of the poem to get there. Ooh. The end is the mirror of the beginning. It's Forrest Fenn's first clue. Why? Yeah, where warm water. Everybody's so concerned and think it's right. It's not right there. It's the opposite end, opposite of where warm water halts. And it's everything is opposite about the end of the rainbow, and where warm water halts is the beginning of the rainbow. So you're going from the beginning to the end, and the end is opposite of what the beginning is. The beginning has gypsies dancing. The end has men drinking. um, and this is Forrest Fenn's final chapter. So, and he's wanting to go and be, you know, he's had enough fun. You know, he'll be 89 this year, and when you're 89, you don't know if you're gonna wake up the next day, you know, or you know, my grandmother went to 94, but when she was about 91, upstairs she started slipping. She thought I was my father, and it got really. I had never seen my grandmother feisty until she was like 91, and she got feisty with me and stuff. And my uncle had to stop her from. She's gonna hit me with something overnight. I was like, "What the hell's going on here?" Grandma's just lost it. Some people don't wake up with it. Yeah, and if you don't see it, if you don't see the clue in the rocks on this, you won't see the clues on the signs. The signs. All treasures have symbols. I mean, pirates find them by the face on the rock, from the nose to the toes, points the way to the treasure. And taking that picture of underneath of your canopy, your airplane before it crashes. I don't have an airplane. That's the difficult part. But I can get a picture of my drone. I have a picture. I think I have a picture of my drone smoking. That's about the same thing, right? And the ground through his boots. Boots in the air. Well, his boots are in a picture of the ground between his boots while he's parachuting. Oh. Well, I have to set my alarm on my phone and get ready for. I saw this rock, and I thought, oh, it's a mini arrowhead, you know. Who knows? It's primitive one if it is, yeah, but it's arrowhead shape, and it's not too thick. Probably could have killed a bird or a rabbit with that. Yeah, yeah, and it's very old if it is. It's not. It's hardly. Not a point on it. I think I had another one that was questionable that way. Oh, my left arm's feeling better than it was earlier. Oh well. What's the question? What's the question? Gallon. Oh, my head's been. I had kind of a fuzzy day today. So I was getting a headache before I went to the doctor, and that cured my headache, draining off the extra blood. Oh, but now I have for whom bell tolls. Oh, that hurt exhaling. Just if I move the whatever joint in my spine, whatever vertebrae it's pinched at, and really needed my back popped up where I can't do it myself. I got nobody to, pop my back there. Oh, I, uh, y'all. And if you go to my Zazzle, Clovis Man, Zazzle, I have some double blazes beer can warmers and coffee mugs, and uh, I've done some white stickers. There's like 4 to a sheet. They're like $5 for four double blazes university stickers. But I got that on white background. I got to do it on a black background, and I put up a orange. It shows an orange, whatever color shirt it shows. You can change that color to whatever you want, you know. But most everything's a one-sided shirt. I did the blue guru uh, on the back with the bird in the hand. A bird in the hand. There you go. So I did the blue guru with the bird in the hand, and a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Is that what it is? And how many birds you gotta have? He had to have 5 birds for dinner. I've collected at least 5 of these formations. Five of the identified 5 of the. I keep doing. They're the bananas. They're the big bananas. Oh, have you ever looked closely at the Photoshop? Oh yeah, Skippy in the car and everything. Yep, and that's 2 different cars in those pictures. You can tell because the cowl is a different cowl. It comes down the seam at the bottom side edge is further down or whatever on one than the other. Uh, the doors and the windshield, um, or the one in the picture with the relatives in it. That's a, a an older. Uh, the one that's supposed to be a newer picture of it or something, or the one that's supposed to be the older one, has more damage than the one that's the more recent picture. That's what that is. The 2 cars, the the 2 Skippy cars or Buffalo Cowboys cars are the more recent picture has less damage than the older picture, if you know what I'm saying. So the more recent ones had body work, but it's a different measurement of the part too. But nobody else has a cowl from that type of car from the treasure hunt. Nobody else has found one. In particular, nobody else has found one in a place that the poem led them to. The poem led me there. I had gone all the way through the poem. You get there at that point before you find that, then you're in the fantasy part of the poem because you've done the reality part. Okay, someone sent me an attachment. But you ever looked closely at the? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hardly keep my eyes open, and I gotta get some sleep because I gotta get up in the morning. I'm gonna set my alarm for 6. Try and get out of here by 6:30, and hopefully Jack doesn't get dirty while I let him out to pee. uh, God, I went to the mailbox and had cops behind me like 5 times. It's like, holy smokes. What are they out to make extra money today? Beginning of the month, go out and make the quota so they can rest the end of the month? uh, oh. All right. Have a good evening. Have a great week. Talk to y'all probably after my third, after Wednesday. I'm going to be busy.